General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, April 2nd tease that Laura and Sonny are working toward a common goal. With an unexpected alliance forming between the Port Charles mayor and the city's most infamous crime boss. Although the two are typically on opposite sides of the law, they've found common ground in dealing with the increasing threat posed by Ezra Boyle, an ambitious city council member who is quickly gaining power and influence. The new story revolves around Ezra's use of his position in the city council to pressure Laura, threatening to expose sensitive information about her past and her connection to Sonny if she doesn't support his policies. Meanwhile, he's also attempting to undermine Sonny's businesses through new regulations and surprise inspections, aiming to weaken Sonny's empire from within. Ezra, with his image as a reform politician fighting for a safer Port Charles, has successfully gained support from the public and other city council members. He has carefully crafted his image as an opponent not only to Laura, whom he accuses of being too soft on crime, but also to Sonny, whom he openly calls the greatest threat to the safety and prosperity of Port Charles. One of the new complications has Laura and Sonny confronting Ezra over one of their shared new obsessions. Laura has discovered that Ezra has been secretly meeting with members of a rival crime organization, potentially to form an alliance aimed at eliminating Sonny. At the same time, Sonny has discovered that Ezra is connected to one of his old enemies, a person Sonny thought he had dealt with years ago. These discoveries lead both Laura and Sonny to realize that Ezra is not just an ambitious politician but a dangerous threat to the stability of Port Charles. As the mayor, Laura cannot openly ally with Sonny without causing a political scandal. However, she also cannot ignore the threat Ezra poses. Therefore, she secretly approaches Sonny, suggesting an underground alliance to deal with their mutual enemy. Sonny, though initially skeptical of Laura's motives, quickly realizes the benefit of having the mayor on his side in this fight. The two begin to share information and resources, with Laura providing Sonny access to official documents and internal city hall information, while Sonny uses his vast network to track Ezra's activities and gather evidence of his illegal dealings. They form a small, trusted team, consisting of Jason, Curtis, and Kevin, to assist in this mission, each contributing their unique skills and expertise. As Laura and Sonny dig deeper into Ezra's past and current activities, they begin to realize that he is much more dangerous than they initially thought. Not only does Ezra have ties to criminal organizations, but he may also be involved in the bombing of Sonny's penthouse, a bombing that severely injured Michael. This makes the battle personal for Sonny, while Laura also feels threatened after discovering that Ezra may be targeting her family as a way to exert pressure. As the covert war between Laura, Sonny, and Ezra intensifies, Port Charles is slowly becoming the battleground for a power struggle that most of its citizens remain unaware of. And as Ezra continues to solidify his power and influence, Laura and Sonny know they are racing against time to stop him before it's too late. This unexpected alliance between Laura and Sonny marks a significant turning point in Port Charles's power dynamics. And the outcome of this battle will shape the city's future for years to come. And as they continue to work together, both Laura and Sonny begin to develop a new respect for one another, realizing that although they may not always agree on methods, they share a deep love for Port Charles and a determination to protect it at all costs. Sasha gives a warning to Felicia, a surprising move from the young woman who is rarely involved in the schemes and machinations of Port Charles. The meeting takes place at Metro Court, where Sasha happens to find Felicia having lunch alone. With a worried expression and a pleading tone, Sasha pulls Felicia aside to share what she believes is vital information. A dangerous new story that Sasha is noticing is actually turning into a new disaster. Sasha accidentally overheard a conversation between two strangers at the park, where she frequently takes her newborn son for walks. The conversation mentioned a plan targeting the Scorpio family, specifically Felicia and Mac. Sasha didn't hear all the details, but she heard keywords like kidnapping and ransom, with Felicia's name being mentioned multiple times. Sasha, still in her postpartum period and emotionally vulnerable, felt a strong responsibility to warn Felicia. She knew that Felicia had already faced so many challenges in the past and didn't want to see the older woman face danger again. But as things continue to escalate, this proves to be one of the new adjustments, heightening the tension. Instead of panicking at Sasha's warning, Felicia begins to ask deeper questions about what Sasha overheard. With her experience dealing with threats and conspiracies, Felicia realizes that this information could be part of a much larger picture unfolding in Port Charles. She starts connecting the dots, recognizing that this threat could be tied to the power struggle between Sonny, Morgan, and Brennan. She shares her suspicions with Sasha, explaining that the Scorpio family may be targeted because of their connection to the WSB and their long history of dealing with criminal organizations in Port Charles. Sasha, who initially just wanted to give a simple warning, now finds herself drawn into a web of complex schemes and threats. She starts to worry that by sharing this information, she may have inadvertently put herself and her newborn son in danger. Felicia, sensing Sasha's worry, tries to reassure her that she did the right thing by sharing this information. However, Felicia also emphasizes the importance of keeping the conversation a secret for now, at least until they can verify the information and assess the real level of danger. As the conversation ends, both Sasha and Felicia realize that they've stepped into dangerous territory. Sasha, with her new responsibilities as a mother, is concerned for her son's safety. Felicia, on the other hand, feels a renewed determination to protect her family and the city from any threat that may arise. As they part ways, both women know that this meeting could be the start of a series of events that will change Port Charles forever. And as Felicia begins to plan her next move, Sasha can't help but wonder if she's just opened a Pandora's box she can't close. Carly and Brennan recognize similarities between themselves, a surprising development that is changing the power dynamics in Port Charles. Their initial meeting took place at Metro Court, where Brennan came to discuss renting a venue for a WSB fundraising event. What started as a simple business meeting quickly turned into a deeper conversation as both of them realized they had more in common than they initially thought. Both Carly and Brennan are survivors, individuals who have overcome adversity to build successful lives and careers. They both have the ability to read people, seeing the true motivations behind their actions. And most importantly, both are willing to do whatever it takes to protect the ones they love and what they've built. A crazy new story about their obsession emerges, with Brennan beginning to share his vision for Port Charles with Carly. Brennan believes the city needs a fundamental change, a shift in power from traditional crime families like the Corinthos to a new, modern, and less violent structure. He presents a vision of a Port Charles where legitimate businesses, like Carly's Metro Court, can thrive without the fear of gang violence or organized crime interference. What surprises Carly is that she finds herself agreeing with many of Brennan's points. After years of living in Sonny's world, witnessing the violence and danger it brought to her family, Carly has begun to wonder if there's a better way. Especially after Morgan's return and sharing what he learned during his time working with the WSB. Carly has started to see things from a different perspective. This leads Carly to support Brennan's efforts to address the issues in Port Charles. She begins sharing information with Brennan, not about Sonny's specific activities, but about the overall power structure in the city and the relationships between the different crime families. She also starts using her influence as a prominent businesswoman to introduce Brennan to people who could be useful to his plan. Carly is no fool. She knows Brennan has his own motives and may not be entirely honest about every aspect of his plan. However, she also believes that change is needed. And if that means collaborating with Brennan to create a safer Port Charles for her children, it's a sacrifice she's willing to make. This places Sonny and Jason in a difficult position. They've begun to notice Carly's shift in attitude and her increasing distance from their operations. Jason, with his sharp instincts, has started to suspect that Carly may be keeping something from them. Sonny, on the other hand, has been too busy with his personal battle against Ezra and his increasing health issues to notice the warning signs. When Jason eventually confronts Carly about his suspicions, she faces a difficult decision. Should she admit her new relationship with Brennan and risk betraying Sonny and Jason? Or should she continue to keep it a secret and possibly put herself in an even more dangerous position if the truth comes out? Carly, always a survivor and strategist, decides to walk a middle path. She admits to Jason that she has met with Brennan but downplays the level of cooperation, justifying that she's only trying to gather information that might be useful to Sonny. Jason, though not entirely convinced, decides to temporarily accept Carly's explanation, while keeping a closer watch on her. As the situation continues to unfold, Carly finds herself increasingly entangled in Brennan's web. He's begun sharing more sensitive information with her, including his plans for Morgan and the role he hopes Carly will play in the new Port Charles. She begins to realize that Brennan doesn't just want to change the city's power structure. He wants to control it entirely, a prospect that even Carly finds troubling. As Carly starts to question Brennan's true motives and the potential impact of his plan on Morgan and others she cares about, she realizes she may have made a serious mistake. She's put herself in a dangerous position, caught between Sonny and Brennan, the two most powerful and dangerous men in Port Charles. As Carly tries to figure out how to get out of this situation without endangering herself or her family, she can't help but wonder if she can trust anyone in this dangerous power game. And as the opposing forces continue to gather, Carly knows that she will soon have to make difficult decisions that could reshape not only her future but the future of Port Charles. Diane is in need of a new associate, a situation that arose after her longtime partner decided to move to Boston to pursue new career opportunities. With her client list growing and complex cases continuously appearing in Port Charles, Diane realized she could no longer work alone. She needed a young, smart, and ambitious lawyer, someone who could keep up with her demanding work pace and handle her challenging clients, from Sonny Corinthos to other powerful families in the city. The new story about Marco's decision to change the direction of his career emerges. Marco, the son of Natalia and Sidwell, who had been trained to pursue a career in intelligence or security, following in his father's footsteps, has started to question whether this is truly the path he wants to take. With a law degree from Harvard and sharp intellect, Marco realizes that he could use his skills in a different way, one that would allow him to make a difference in Port Charles without putting himself at unnecessary risk. His decision to apply for a job with Diane became a surprising turning point in his story. Marco carefully prepared for the interview, researching Diane's impressive career and the famous cases she had handled. When Marco entered Diane's office with an impressive resume and undeniable confidence, he immediately made an impression on the veteran lawyer. Diane, known for her high standards and demanding nature when it comes to choosing associates, was drawn to the combination of Marco's strong legal knowledge and his practical understanding of Port Charles's underground world. The news that Marco would become Diane's new associate is truly shaking things up in Port Charles. Word quickly spread throughout the city that Sidwell's son, someone with a complicated relationship with Sonny, was going to work for Sonny's lawyer. Many began to question Marco's true motives and whether this was part of a larger plan from Sidwell. Sonny, upon hearing the news about Diane's new associate, immediately expressed concern. He didn't trust Sidwell and, logically, couldn't trust his son either. Sonny feared that Marco might be a Trojan horse, placed to gather sensitive information about his business dealings through attorney-client privilege. He asked Jason to thoroughly investigate Marco and warn Diane about the potential risks of hiring him. Diane, while understanding Sonny's concerns, decided to trust her professional judgment. She saw something in Marco, a sincerity and a desire to prove himself independent of his father's shadow. She also recognized that with Marco's background, he could bring a unique and valuable perspective to her cases. Diane reassured Sonny that she would keep Marco away from any sensitive issues related to him, at least until he proved his loyalty. On the other hand, Natalia expressed support for her son's new career decision. She felt relieved that Marco had chosen a safer path than the dangerous job Sidwell had planned for him. However, she also warned Marco about the complexities of working in a small town like Port Charles, where personal and professional relationships often intertwine dangerously. When Sidwell learned that his son would be working for Diane Miller, he reacted with anger and disappointment. He saw Marco's decision as a direct betrayal and a sign that his son was choosing to side with Sonny in the ongoing power struggle. Sidwell tried to persuade Marco to give up the position, making various threats and promises, but Marco stood firm in his decision. As Marco began his new job at Diane's law office, he quickly realized that he had placed himself at the center of a complex web of relationships and power struggles. Every client, every case came with its own set of complications. And Marco had to learn how to navigate this new world while maintaining his professional integrity. Diane, with her extensive experience, became a valuable mentor to Marco, teaching him not only about the law but also about how to survive and thrive in a city like Port Charles. She began assigning him smaller cases, allowing him to prove himself while keeping him away from the most sensitive issues involving Sonny and other crime families. However, as Marco started building his reputation as a talented and trustworthy lawyer, he couldn't help but get drawn into more complex cases and the power struggles that were shaping Port Charles. And as he learned more about the city and the people living in it, he began to form his own perspective on the ongoing battle between his father, Sonny, Brennan, and others. As Marco continued to grow under Diane's guidance, he gradually became an important figure in the legal landscape of Port Charles. And with his unique connections to various factions in the city, Marco could play a key role in shaping the future of Port Charles, a role that no one, not even he, had predicted. Maxie is always there when Lucas needs a little motivation. A situation that has become common recently as Lucas faces challenges in both his personal life and career. Their relationship, which has always been close due to family connections, has developed into a deep and trusted friendship. One of Maxie's encouraging words is helping to confirm the new friendship between them. Recently, when Lucas struggled with a complex surgery and doubted his abilities, Maxie appeared at the hospital with a coffee and an energetic reminder of his talent and dedication. Her simple remark, "Hey, genius doctor, don't forget how many lives you've saved already," helped Lucas regain his confidence and focus on the important work ahead. Maxie's unwavering support isn't limited to Lucas's professional life. When he faced challenges in his personal relationships, Maxie was there to listen, offer advice, sometimes a bit too much, and even organize fun, escape from reality outings to help Lucas de-stress. Maxie's cheerful and optimistic presence has become a reliable source of comfort for Lucas in tough times. This is making things explode in Port Charles as people start noticing the growing closeness between Maxie and Lucas. Some, like Bobby and Felicia, are thrilled to see them supporting each other. Others, especially those who don't fully understand the nature of their relationship, have started questioning whether there's more than just friendship developing between them. Rumors have begun to spread throughout the city, with some people speculating that Maxie and Lucas are secretly dating. This has led to some funny and sometimes awkward situations as the two have to constantly explain that they are just close friends. However, these rumors have also made Maxie and Lucas start thinking about the true nature of their relationship. They begin to realize that their friendship has become an important part of both of their lives, providing support, laughter, and stability in the tumultuous world of Port Charles. As Maxie and Lucas continue to rely on each other for support and encouragement, they also start to become an inseparable team in helping their friends and family solve problems. Maxie, with her sharp intuition and social skills, combined with Lucas's medical knowledge and calm demeanor, have become a powerful pair in supporting those around them. The development of their friendship not only benefits Maxie and Lucas but also creates a new dynamic in relationships within Port Charles. It shows that even in a city often divided by conflict and schemes, there is still room for genuine, supportive relationships. As Maxie continues to show up with timely encouragement and Lucas continues to rely on her unconditional support, their friendship is becoming an inspiration to those around them. It reminds everyone that sometimes, all we need to overcome the greatest challenges is a good friend and a heartfelt word of encouragement.